Before 1885, a rabid dog bite carried a 99% fatality rate, and death by rabies meant weeks of paralysis, hallucinations, and a throat so constricted you couldn't swallow your own spit. On October 14, 1885, in a village called Villers-Farlay in eastern France, a 15-year-old shepherd named Jean-Baptiste Jupille decided that statistic didn't apply to 6 children on his watch. Welcome back to the lab, my curious test subjects. I'm your mad scientist, and today we're diving into the true story of a teenage boy who fought a rabid dog with his bare hands and became the second person ever to survive rabies. Let's begin. So what exactly does a 15-year-old shepherd do when a rabid dog targets 6 children smaller than himself? Jean-Baptiste Jupille was a shepherd boy in Villers-Farlay, a small village in the Jura region of France. Think of it like being a camp counselor, except your campers are livestock, your office is a hillside, and sometimes a rabid animal shows up to ruin everyone's day. On October 14, 1885, Jean-Baptiste was watching over 6 younger children when he spotted a dog moving toward them. With that unmistakable rabid gait, foaming mouth, unsteady legs, and aggression radiating from every step. In shepherding terms, that means those 6 kids were his responsibility, and losing even one of them wasn't an option. Most people would run. Most people would scream for help. Jean-Baptiste grabbed his whip and charged directly at the beast. Spoiler, he did not run. The dog lunged. Jean-Baptiste swung, and within seconds, the animal's jaws clamped down hard on his left hand. Now, to make sure we're all on the same page, my curious test subjects, this is not a scuffle. This is a full hand-to-hand fight between a 15-year-old boy and a disease-riddled predator that outweighs him and feels no pain. The dog bit deeper. Jean-Baptiste held on. 6 children, 1 whip, 1 rabid dog, and Jean-Baptiste Jupille standing directly between them. The question wasn't whether he would get hurt. The question was whether he would let go. And here's where the story takes a turn from heroic brawl to medical history. Jean-Baptiste didn't let go. He wrestled the dog to the ground, pinned it under his knee, and with his right hand, while the beast continued tearing into his left, he forced open its jaws and freed his mangled hand. Then he grabbed the leather thong from his whip, tied the dog's muzzle shut, and beat it to death with one of his wooden shoes. With his bare hands and a wooden shoe, naturally. All 6 children survived unharmed. Jean-Baptiste, on the other hand, was covered in bites on both hands. Bite 1, bite 2, multiple puncture wounds, and rabies spreading through every single one of them. At 6 days later, Jean-Baptiste arrived in Paris at the laboratory of Louis Pasteur, the same Louis Pasteur who had just successfully tested a new rabies vaccine on a 9-year-old boy named Joseph Meister, exactly 3 months earlier. In clinical trial terms, that means Jean-Baptiste became test subject number 2 for a vaccine that had been tested on exactly 1 human being before him. Think of it like showing up to the emergency room today, except the treatment you need was invented 6 weeks ago, tested once, and your doctor is hoping it works again. Completely routine medical procedure for 1885. Pasteur administered the treatment. In experimental medicine terms, that means Pasteur was betting Jean-Baptiste's life on a hunch backed by 1 successful case and a lot of hope. 6 days of infection spreading, and 1 untested vaccine standing between Jean-Baptiste and certain death. The vaccine worked. And that's how a 15-year-old shepherd armed with a whip and a wooden shoe became the second person ever saved by the rabies vaccine. And living proof that sometimes the bravest thing you can do is charge directly at the thing trying to kill you. Science built on heroism. Heroism tested by science. Jean-Baptiste Jupille survived. The 6 children he protected grew up never knowing how close they came to a horrifying death. And Pasteur's vaccine went on to save millions of lives worldwide. All because 1 boy refused to run. If you survived this story, my curious test subjects, hit that like button and subscribe for more tales of medical history's wildest experiments.